Food for Thought with Professor David Bette.
In the recent past, research shows that 15% of mothers are affected by postpartum depression. Several psychological and biological traits have been identified as risk factors associated with both negative, positive, short and long-term effects on the child's development. We interacted with a few Kenyans on the street to get their insights on the importance of breastfeeding and the roles of one's partner after childbirth to help alleviate the problem.
One of the most important thing and responsibility for a mother to breastfeed the child up to almost about 2 years, if possible, because that gives the foundation for the good health of the system, the body system of the child, especially the immune system.
I think it is very important because one, it allows bonding between the mom and the baby.
Communication, which is key between couples.
A situation where the woman is going to feel is also loved and somebody is also taking care of her.
Commit ourselves as men, do our level best, because I know it takes about 3 months or so.
It's another beautiful day where we get to hang out with our favorite professor. Food for Thought with Professor Ndetei. We are talking about postpartum depression. One of the things that surprised me is that this doesn't just affect the mother. The effect of this spreads through the whole family. The spouse is affected, the child is affected, and that is why we need to have these conversations to create awareness about what postpartum depression is. Let's pick up the conversation from where we left off last week. Is the medication expensive?
Relatively cheap, depending on what it is. I don't think the cost of medication these days in Kenya, the costs are coming down. And they are coming down because of what we call generic preparations. Because they are not patented.
Yeah.
I am not saying any generic preparation is good. Generic preparation should be okay as long as they legally
yes.
find their way
Yeah.
to the pharmacies.
Okay.
Of course, there will be crooks all over the place. Sometimes it's very difficult to.
Yes.
So they should be managed.
Okay.
Now I am talking about not the mother. We have been talking about a mother.
Yeah.
We have been talking about the relatives around bringing some common understanding. You are not going to bring that 6 months infant into that kind of discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that infant could be the most important player in all this, innocent player in all of this. You need to do everything to make sure that the child is protected.
Yeah.
That's very important. Because we have said the mother could harm the child. The mother could kill the child. And not because of they know what they are doing, but because of the illness.
Yeah.
There are several ways of protecting that child.
Okay.
Number one, make sure to the extent that you help the mother or you supervise the mother to breastfeed.
Very important.
Yes, it's not important. It is critical.
It is critical.
Yes, if critical is more, it means more than important.
Yes.
Because that milk coming from the mother is tailor-made. God made it.
Yes.
It's tailor-made for
this child.
Yeah. See, we human beings, we steal milk from cows. Well, maybe still is not the right one. Yes. You cannot keep on breastfeeding from our mothers anyway. It's very important because it's the right nutrients. It's just right for them. So the child must be breastfed by the mother. To the extent possible, there should be supervision so that the mother does not have the chance of harming that child.
The child.
So that is Very, very important. These things that you do within the family, even for any reason the mother cannot produce milk, because production of milk is also dependent on the many other things in the brain. In the brain, there are very many ways of extracting that same milk from that same mother and giving it to the
child.
So the care of the baby or the baby in terms of nutrition, in terms of physical protection, because it could happen, and that can be done within the family if they are explained and they understand that it's a medical condition. No blame games on the mother. As far as that is taken care of, it should be okay. However, why is it so important that we treat this condition on behalf of the baby? Because it is during that period where there is emotional
connection, attachment.
And did you know that emotional attachment starts when the baby is in the stomach?
Yes.
They recognize the voice of the mother. They recognize the voice of the people who are very close to them. They connect emotionally. And you see the immensity of emotional connection, not so much from the baby, not so much from the mother, but from the baby. From the baby to the mother. So attachment takes at that time. And you can imagine this innocent child who is being neglected by the mother, not being breastfed by the mother, it is going to affect him. And we don't know for how long the child will live, will live with that. So for the growth of this child, for the nutrition, for the protection of the health of this child, because that milk has also got some antibiotics that give that child, not antibiotics, but antibodies that give that child protection. So it's not just for the mother, it's not for everybody, it's for the child.
For the child.
So we must also take care
of the child.
Okay.
Okay. What about the spouse?
The spouse, that is the husband.
Yes, the husband.
And the people, as I said. Have awareness with them. Listen to them. Find out what is going on in their minds. Find out what they think about this. And find out whether they think the mother is responsible. Find out what it is. And once you find out what is happening, if it's a normal reaction to a live event, let me just, if you allow me to digress a little bit, live events is an event that occurs in the course of normal life. And there are different types of live events. There are what we call exit live events, or sometimes negative live events. In exit live events, you have a negative events which people don't think, they agree this is bad. There are also entry live events, positive live events, which everybody is say this is wonderful. Nevertheless, they are all events, like they are all live events, and they may have a common pathway in terms of the way they are caused. Have you ever seen people laugh with joy? They are so joyful. Not laugh. They are so joyful. They cry. Have you seen that? They are so joyful. They are so happy. They have no way of thanking God. And as being human beings, they cry.
They cry with joy.
Tears flow.
Tears of joy, we call them.
Tears of joy. They flow like this water. The other people who are so sad, they cry. And you can see the tears flowing. If you took those tears, and one time I was discussing this with a doctor that you know about some time back, wondering, can we do analysis on this? But that's not my area, it's for other people. If you took analysis of those, if we are able to collect those tears, would they be different? Maybe not. What are we saying? An exit event and an entry event
Yeah.
can produce the same results.
Yeah.
In some cases. I have told you of people who have developed frank, openly psychotic condition just because they got promoted.
Oh.
I was managing a young gentleman here from one of the companies here. It was every time it happens. And when he was such a good worker, and the management had realized that he was a good worker, so they were asking me, should we stop promoting him or not?
Wow.
Yeah, these things, there are so many things that we don't understand. So what I am really saying is that even when people are experiencing good things, like babies, our parent, father, and everybody else, the external manifestation may be the same as whether you are dealing with an exit event or an entry event.
Yeah.
But you can only tell the difference
Yeah.
if you sit down with them.
Okay.
And you make them understand, and then you interpret this event for them.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today. Unfortunately, we've come to an end. We'll pick up this conversation again next week. Until then, have a great day and God bless you.
Food for Thought with Professor David Bitte.